Hi, YouTube. Good morning. Good afternoon. Sorry, I just woke up. I woke up late. And we should do some breakfast. What should we do? Well, let's check. We'll check and see. Well, these mushrooms have to be fried. Let's put them in the freezer. No room in the freezer. Oh yeah, you know what? Since it's lunch, we'll have a hot dog. We'll do two of them. Sai, Lulu. Sai. Sai. Make two hot dogs. I'm only gonna eat one, but we'll make one for later. Put it in. Whoa, almost wiped out, man. Tinfoil, hot dogs, and heat. Bake at 350 or 400. Put them in a bag and back in the freezer. Smooth shot. Good stuff. Sitting with the flowers. I talk for hours. Dead. Empties. Finito. too. These nails are so bad. I'll make some coffee too. Oh, I don't have any coffee. Andika, come say hello to YouTube. Anda. Kisses. Kisses. Lulu, what are you doing? Lulu, you're blocking YouTube. Ah, yeesh. No, it's gone. You shut it out again. Sit pretty, my babe. On my knee. Go. Sit here like this, and look at the camera. And look there. Oh, Lulu! No! Because I know I can't do that. That's so ill. I'm illiterate to that. Okay. Oh my gosh. Stuck. Oh, look it. The nail broke. Wonder how. It's rotted. So now we need to position the camera. Hi, Sam. No, Lulu. Don't go there. Come here and stay kisses. Oh no. It's just stuff from Tim. I have to put it away. So it'll fall. Got this new little gadget to cut carrots and shit. I'm gonna try it out. Sorry about that, guys. So my hot dog is not done yet. The hot dog for lunch. Hello. Hello there. How's you? Mika, see that? Did you hear that? It just moved by itself. I have no milk, Lulu. Oh, my breast. That hurts. What? No, I still need a little longer. Cici. Let's try doing one. Oh yeah, makes them into little French fries, little shredding. Let's try the other one. Or it's just thin chips. Oh, it's like a potato peeler with the little strings. Pretty cool. She won't give a shit about that, so I'm keeping it. Yes, they are. They are on both hands. I love that one where he makes fun of the. He doesn't make any sense. Just imitating him. Oh, man. Where'd Lulu go? received. It worked.
Apparently, criticizing over separatists is now a capital offense, at least according to the incident law currently quoted in the memo of the JLR. The Canadian singer-songwriter, known mostly for her hunting melodies and political lyrics, had the audacity to call some, not all, some of the separatists critters, which, let's be honest, was very on the nose.
You're an embarrassment to this country. Everything you have, everything that you have enjoyed, cherished, and benefited from comes from being part of one of the greatest countries on the planet. You guys have your heads so far up your asses that you obviously can't see what pricks you are.
They, of course, did not take kindly to that description. To the unhinged replies, death threats, and furious keystrokes from far-right keyboard warriors dreaming of a republic of Alberta, where oil is king and empathy is treason. But this is isn't just about a beloved Canadian icon being dragged by people whose entire personalities are local.
You see this guy.
It's a symptom of something bigger, something uglier. The rise of extremism in
Thank
Canada,
you, Sam.
especially in Alberta, where some folks have decided that federal policies and economic frustration justify plots of treason, fantasizing about their own country, violating Indigenous treaties, and bringing people onto their. But let's be clear, threatening violence doesn't make freedom fighters. It makes them criminals. This is Canada, and whether they like it or not, they still live here. Which means threatening someone online or in person breaks the law. Specifically, Criminal Code Sections 264, 264.1, 423, and 318 through 320. And all of that can land you in prison for 5 years. And while I believe everyone has the right to an opinion, not everyone's opinion is informed, and not every reaction is justified. Once disagreement crosses the line into death threats, we're no longer having a political debate. We're witnessing the collapse of basic decency. Violence isn't strength, it's not conviction. It's the fallback of people who have no argument, no empathy, and no respect for others. When threats replace dialogue, democracy doesn't just suffer, it starts to unravel. What makes this whole mess even more ridiculous is the double standard. Jen Organ speaks her mind online and immediately gets flooded with threats to be unalived. Meanwhile, former NHL player and self-proclaimed separatist Neil Fleury conspiracy conspiracy-based nonsense online and made it posted like scripture. All while Rick Kissel surnames the separatists like some kind of battle hymn. Apparently, freedom of speech, which for the record is only acceptable when it's wrapped in cowboy nationalism and waving an upside-down Canadian flag. Freedom of expression is not a movement. It doesn't change color depending on who's talking. Arden has as much right to call out the idiocy as anyone has to promote it. That's the deal. You talk, I talk, they talk, we talk. Nobody gets threatened. Nobody gets silenced. I may not agree with everything the right has to say, but I support the right to say it. Just like I support the left's right to call them out on it. The truth is, the separatists just didn't like what Jen Arden had to say, and they hated it even more if she said it out loud, without hiding behind a burner account called Conservative 67549. Jen Arden isn't living under June anymore. She's living under threat. And those threats aren't just noise, they need to be taken seriously. We've already seen what happens when extremists are emboldened. Look just south of the border. It only takes one unhinged person to turn a threat into tragedy. The RCMP and the local authorities should be involved. IP addresses tracked, account histories reviewed.
Farmers are mad geniuses. You decide. This guy slapped a gas engine onto a PVC pipe and boom, now he's cruising a ditch while watering crops like it's a lazy river. Why run after sheep when you can give their pen wheels? Just hitch it to a truck and roll the whole flock to greener pastures. No sweat, no bossick chasing. If sheep get a ride, chickens want one too. This mobile chicken coop even has a waterproof tarp. Fresh grass, fresh air, five-star chicken living. Don't toss those old tires. Slice them up and boom. Super sturdy, stackable chicken homes. It's like chicken apartments with a country twist. Plastic bottles aren't trash, they're tech. Cut, flip, and suddenly you've got an automatic chicken feeder and waterer. Genius meets recycle. This guy turned a trike wheel into a rope reeling beast. Start the engine and ropes get pulled in like magic. Farm Marvel DIY edition. Got a drill and some PVC? Perfect. Stick a corn cob in, spin it up, and boom. You've got a homemade corn stripper that's oddly satisfying. This guy plants potatoes with a pipe. Just drop and go. No bending, no back pain, just pure, glorious farming efficiency. Who needs Harvard when farmers are out here inventing genius on a daily basis? Brains, dirt, and pure creativity. Farmers are.
You live on treaty land, you don't get to ignore the truth of how you got here. Most people don't know this, but I live in Alberta, Canada, a province known for its deeply conservative politics. A few days ago, many of us breathed a sigh of relief when the federal Conservative Party lost. But that doesn't change the reality of living in a place where the dominant political views often feel completely out of sync with my own, especially when it comes to justice,
I didn't break any laws. I just wanted to help someone who couldn't afford help. Today, I went to mow the lawn for an 80-year-old widow. She lives alone, on a fixed income, and her front yard had grown wild after weeks of heat and rain. She told me the city had already warned her. Clean it up or get fined. Thing is, she can't afford to pay the $300 the city charges to cut it, so I offered to do it for free. I'd barely gotten halfway through when two police cruisers pulled up, lights on, doors swinging open. One officer steps out and says, "You need to shut that mower off now." I was confused. Thought maybe they were checking in. But then he told me I was trespassing and under investigation for unauthorized property maintenance. I pointed at the lady standing on the porch, waving frantically. She asked me to help, I said. She gave me permission. They ignored her. One of them told me the yard fell under a municipal code that made it restricted property because of pending fines. The woman kept pleading, trying to explain, but they wouldn't listen. One officer handcuffed me right there in front of her. Turns out the local department offers a paid lawn service, and if neighbors or charities step in for free, they interfere with city business. I sat in the back of the cruiser, watching that poor woman cry on her porch. I wasn't charged. They let me go later with a warning. But they told me next time it would be a citation for disruption of municipal process. I'm going back this week to finish the job before they find her, even if it means getting arrested again. If you want to hear what happens next, just type "stand up" in the comments. I did my way.
No, if you drink all night and then go to work the next morning like nothing happened, you're just built different, bro.
Thank you for finally saying it. That's what we've been trying to tell you for weeks now. Built different because the sensitivity give a damn button that this generation has, we didn't come standard equipped with. You drink all night and go to work the next morning. No, we didn't have a choice. Gen X and the Zennials were not a basement dwelling generation, right? Once you hit a certain age, you moved out because living with your parents wasn't cool. The only person we knew who still lived with their mama was Norman Bates, and we all saw how that turned out. The idea that the night before was way too much, well, it's a little ridiculous because you're going to pull yourself through it and get to work. Sure, we look like ass, smell like beer, and we're hungover, but bills don't pay themselves. I don't think you really understand the competitive level of debauchery that these generations had. If alcohol consumption was an Olympic sport, you would be talking about Gen X as if they were Muhammad Ali and Mike Tyson. There was nothing else to do, right? No internet, no video games. Some of the best times that you'll never remember were in a field. And since we were all budgeting and working and we only had a little bit of money for the libations, we would all rally together and just throw in what we could and stand around like Mad Max, Lord of the Flies around the trash can and just pour everything in. There was no return policy, so once you had your 55-gallon drum of liquid napalm, you just drank it. Did it taste good? No. Did it get the job done? Yes. As a father, I don't condone it, nor do I suggest it, but yes, we all built one hell of a tolerance up. And the truth of the matter is, even if we did overindulge, we knew what our check looked like if we were missing one day of work. Oh man, I'm so hungover, but my parents will not let me move back in. I guess I'll go be hungover at work. They came from a middle-class, blue-collar family, and they were Gen X. They did not have money.
Cici was teaching a thousand. I think it's very important that we say her name. And we remember her. And so with that, I want to, on behalf of the province of Manitoba and the great people that call this place home, send our most sincere condolences to the grieving parents and family of the late Ashley Shingus. also known as Mashkatepeshki Kwe Buffalo Woman, the late Buffalo Woman. By saying so, I also want to acknowledge the families of Rebecca Confor, Mercedes Myron, of Morgan Harris, and to thank you for all of the advocacy and the leadership that you've shown people across Canada these past few years in advocating for your loved ones and for continuing, you can vouch for this, continuing to advocate for Ashley even before we knew her name. So, Miigwech. To the chiefs of the First Nations and to the chiefs of the Winnipeg Police Service, I offer you a warm and hearty handshake and welcome you to work together on bringing Ashley home. I want to say to Ashley's parents, to her mom and dad, who I had a chance to speak with briefly yesterday, I promise you that we are going to search the Brady landfill for your daughter. I cannot promise you that we will bring her home, but I can promise you that we are going to try. So she was.
You're scaring me. Stop. Stop, please. Oh. How long has this been going on? Stop.
Oh,
She loves her.
Melvin! Get out! Get out! Get out!
Hey, Steven.
Why do you have to be inside the coffee? You son of a...
Look at this.
This is literally the face he gives before he's about to.
You're scaring me. Stop. Stop, please. Now I get why the off-road world is losing its mind over Chinese EVs. The final straw, a $150,000 luxury tank that makes a Mercedes G-Wagon look like a toy. Meet the Yangwang U8. They're calling it China's ultimate off-road statement. And holy hell, did they bring the receipts. This beast packs 1,100 horsepower from 4 electric motors, enough to yank tree stumps out of the ground. 0 to 60 miles per hour, just 3.6 seconds in a vehicle that weighs as much as a small elephant. Yeah, your Lamborghini Urus just got embarrassed by something that can ford rivers.
let's go see if the hot dog is done.
Massaging seats with 22-way adjustment, a 23-speaker audio system, and yes, an actual champagne fridge because surviving the apocalypse should be comfortable. The real party trick, the tank turn that lets you spin in circles like a breakdancer, and the floating mode that turns it into a boat for 30 minutes. BYD's hydraulic suspension can lift the body 6 inches at the push of a button because sometimes you need to step over boulders. Now I get why the off-road world is EVs. The final straw, a $150,000 tank that makes a Mercedes G-Wagon look like a toy. Meet the Yangwang U8. They're calling it China's ultimate off-road statement. And holy hell, did they bring the receipts. This beast packs 1,100 horsepower from 4 electric motors, enough stumps out of the ground. 0 to 60 miles per hour, just 3.6 seconds in a vehicle that weighs as much as a small elephant. Yeah, your Lamborghini Urus just got embarrassed by something that can ford rivers. Inside, it's like a 5-star bunker. Massaging seats with 22-way adjustment, a 23-speaker audio system, and yes, an actual champagne fridge because surviving the apocalypse should be comfortable. The real party trick, the tank turn that lets you spin in circles like a breakdancer, and the floating mode that turns it into a boat for 30 minutes. BYD's hydraulic suspension can lift the body 6 inches at the push of a button because sometimes you need to step over boulders. Now I get why the off-road world is losing its mind over Chinese EVs. The final straw, a $150,000 luxury tank that makes a Mercedes G-Wagon look like a toy. Meet the Yangwang U8. They're calling it China's ultimate off-road statement. And holy hell, did they bring the receipts. This beast packs 1,100 horsepower from 4 electric motors, enough to yank tree stumps out of the ground. 0 to 60 miles per hour, just 3.6 seconds in a vehicle that weighs as much as a small elephant. Yeah, your Lamborghini Urus just got embarrassed by something that can ford rivers. Inside, it's like a 5-star bunker. Massaging seats with 22-way adjustment, a 23-speaker Dynaudio system, and yes, an actual champagne fridge because surviving the apocalypse should be comfortable. The real party trick? The tank turn that lets you spin in circles like a breakdancer, and the floating mode that turns it into a boat for 30 minutes. BYD's hydraulic suspension can lift the body 6 inches at the push of a button, because sometimes you need to step over boulders. Now I get why the off-road world is losing its mind over Chinese EVs. The final straw, a 100 Mercedes G-Wagon look like a toy. Meet the Yangwang U8. They're calling it China's ultimate off-road statement. And holy hell,
Dog owners never realize how dangerous this is for your dog until it's too late. After 32 years as a vet, I'm done watching simple problems turn into big ones. Loose stools or snooting. You don't need expensive gut meds. Just add a spoon of plain canned pumpkin to their meals. It's rich in fiber and gently firms up digestion within days. Dog won't stop scratching. Instead of allergy shots, give a few drops of local raw honey daily. It introduces small amounts of local pollen and can help reduce allergy symptoms naturally. Red, itchy paws. Most vets prescribe medicated creams that only mask the issue. Try diluted apple cider vinegar instead. It kills yeast, balances skin pH, and clears up flare-ups without chemicals. Joint pain or stiffness? You don't need synthetic supplements or risky medication. Start with bone broth. It's packed with nutrients that support joint, skin, and gut health. It's easy to make, and most dogs go crazy for it. Comment broth, and I'll send you the simple recipe I use for my own dogs. For daily support, especially as they age, I always recommend adding collagen too. Dogs lose it quickly as they get older, leading to stiff joints, itchy skin, shedding, and slow recovery. The one I trust is Taily Collagen. It's 100% natural, made without fillers, and mixes easily into any meal. You'll find it on Amazon, but to make it even easier for you, I link it.
I would like to talk about Juan Camilo and how he handled the crisis.
What proof do you have that Alamos is disconnected to the start of the fire?
All the residents say started after mine site.
So what proof do you have?
I guess we're waiting on the information still, but generally you keep what you just sent to my colleagues in English about your message to my presidents.
You know, I used to be a daily news reporter, so I say this with the utmost of understanding for the pressures that everybody in the city deals with. But I really do think that responsible reporting is very important in journalistic standards and practices book, and just making sure that you're not reporting hearsay and that stuff is double sourced before it's getting shared with the public, I think is very, very important. Not to say that that's a specific commentary on this, but just across the board.
Okay, so here's what I think. I loved it. I did. I hope we see more people do this. I hope that other people in Rob's position, not just premiers of provinces, but public-facing people who are asked questions, important questions for the public by these journalists. I hope that they're inspired and have journalists the same way. Call them out for putting information out there that is based on rumor and not fact. Because here's the thing, there's a lot of people who don't care whether or not it's true. They just care about planting the seed so that people are angry and afraid, oh, it could be true. And then by the time that people who are angry and afraid follow up and find out if it was true or not, they're already angry and afraid about the next thing. So in my opinion, this gentleman has delivered a master class on how to deal with journalists who put out information that is not actually accurate. And I optimistically believe that if we saw more of that, we would see less bullshit in the media, but I would like to talk about Juan Camilo and how he handled the crisis.
What proof do you have that?
No, I'd like to talk to you through my door if that's okay. Well, they're not here right now. They went grocery store shopping. She had to get something from the pharmacy. She doesn't feel good. She wasn't feeling well, so she went to the grocery store to get something from the pharmacy. This whole situation has made her feel really sick, and she went with the kids to go pick up something for her. I talked to him about the situation, yes. To cooperate with the plan. Why? Why are you here to get my children? What's the premise? What's the evidence you have? No, the order doesn't state the evidence that you have. It's just an order saying you're going to pick up my children. So why are you doing it? What's the concern? Can you state the concern specifically? You're making up lies, and it's not true. So your concerns are not evidence-based for sure, 100%. I don't know. I don't. You're welcome to do it. You've already done it a lot. I'm gonna hold you to account for it too, Captain. Go ahead. I'm gonna hold you to account. That you're going to come in here as a state, as a police state, to take my children from me. Without evidence, without cause, you've been able to obtain a warrant, or you're going to. You haven't reached out to me before. Yesterday you told me you would come by, you didn't. You didn't call me. It's here to cause trouble for me. She sent it to me 3 minutes before she came to the door. 3 minutes. She emailed it 3 minutes before you came to the door. And you can't deny that. I know. Because you don't have any ground to stand on. Well, you're not telling me what the underlying premise, why is the reason you're here? What's the complaint against me? What's the evidence that you have against me? What is the concern specifically? What is it? What's your concern? You know, like you're citing some enigmatic, ambiguous theories that you have without any evidence, without any cause, without any event, and this is unlawful. I'm going to hold you accountable personally. If I can, and the law allows me to, I am going to attach this to your attention. You're taking my children from me without cause. You think you're just acting as a law enforcement officer, you're not. You guys are just getting in it deeper and deeper and deeper. Okay, they're not here. They're not here. I don't know. Earlier today. Yes. No. You're gonna bring SWAT teams out here for me. Can you guys not be on my property? You're standing on my grass. Can I ask you to step off my property while we wait for her to come back? Can you wait in your cars? I don't know, but I'd like you not to stand on my property, please. You're trespassing. No, you're trespassing, though. I would appreciate if you. I'm letting you know you are. I mean, you're opening yourself up to litigation. I will attach any civil rights lawsuit against your personal pensions. I'm going to request that you kindly step off my property again. That's another warning. No, I'd like to talk to you through my door if that's okay.
The number one cause of sciatic nerve pain in adults over 60 has been recently discovered. Did you know that sciatic nerve pain often has nothing to do with a bulging disc, spine problem, or a bad back? Nearly 90% of individuals 60 years of age or older have bulging discs or disc degeneration, but absolutely no pain symptoms. Here's the problem. No matter what type of pain relievers you take or therapies you try, you're only addressing the symptoms, not the real root cause. Leading experts are now blaming one common yet pervasive vitamin deficiency on the rising sciatic nerve pain epidemic. You've likely never heard of this one little-known vitamin deficiency before, but now in 2023, it is spreading like wildfire among adults over 60. If you or a loved one suffer from symptoms of sciatic nerve decay, such as Moderate to severe pain in your lower back, hips, buttocks, or down your leg. Numbness or weakness in your lower back, hips, buttocks, legs, or feet. Electric-like shocks, burning, or stabbing sensations. Pins and needles feelings in your legs, toes, or feet. If you said yes to any of those symptoms, you may be a victim of this one deficiency. Here's the problem. No matter what type of pain relievers you take or therapies you try, you're only addressing the symptoms, not the real root cause. Listen, eventually, it will get harder and harder to sit in the car for very long, harder to walk your dog, or even go to the bathroom by yourself. This is when your family starts wondering if you're able to take care of yourself. And next thing you know, you're being sent off to the old folks' home. Have you ever had a tiny crack in your windshield? And over time, that crack grew bigger and bigger? Well, that's exactly what is happening right now to your sciatic nerve. And if you don't act soon enough, it will spread to your entire body. Eventually, this one deficiency takes over and corrodes your joints, degenerates your muscles, and even wreaks havoc on your brain, and can even wipe away your memories. And I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but that means you may be stuck with the pain forever, and it could get much worse. This one deficiency has been linked to dementia, kidney failure, heart disease, and other deadly conditions. Unfortunately, NSAIDs, painkillers, injections, and other therapies can actually make this one deficiency worse. That is why there is over a 70% failure rate in all sciatic nerve pain treatments, even including risky procedures. Hence, why you are probably watching this video, because if what big pharma and mainstream medicine was selling you, you wouldn't be in pain right now. Fortunately, there is one little known vitamin that can immediately replenish this deficiency, and in many cases relieve the discomfort associated with it. In fact, 65-year-old patients who were completely dependent on pain relievers and expensive therapies and chiropractic visits for over years are now walking and moving better than ever without any discomfort. It was invented by a Nobel Prize-winning scientist, and now spine surgeons and other doctors all over the world have been studying its effects on sciatic nerve pain and other nerve compression syndromes. And what they found was shocking. Not only did it provide nearly immediate discomfort relief, but many of the...
So I was at the store earlier with Mom. The lady in front of us at checkout had about $200 worth of toilet paper in her cart, enough to TP a small nation. With attitude, she turned and asked Mom, "What kind of dog is that?" Mom replied, "He's my service dog." She got snarky. "What kind of service?" Mom said. That's when I knew it was go time. I wagged my tail, trotted right up, and gave her hands and face the full deluxe licking package. You know, the VIP Slava special, 5 stars, would recommend. She wrinkled her nose and said, "What's a BLD?" Mom smiled sweetly and said, "It stands for butt-licking dog." She blinked. "Butt-licking dog?" "Yeah," Mom said. "He's trained to lick me clean, since I can't seem to find toilet paper because of hoarders. The cashier? Completely lost it. Me? I just sat there like, don't thank me. Just doing my duty." So I was at the store earlier with Mom. The lady in front of us...
Yeah, drop the cat down. Come on. Are you crazy?
Drop it. Drop it.
Ah! Hey, Zeus. Zeus.
For what?
Oh my God. You're so brown, babies. I don't know.
Look at his coat. He's so pretty.
Drop it. Drop it. Drop it. Drop it. Drop it. Leave it. Leave it. Come back in there.
Fucking turtle in your mouth. Let it go. Drop it. Marley, drop it.
Yeah, drop the cat down. Come on. Are you crazy?
Drop it. Drop it.
Ah!
Hey, Zeus. Zeus.
For what?
Oh my god. The show. Mountains. Oh no. Look at him go! He's so pretty! Sorry!
I am not okay. Barely getting by. Losing track again.
Then what happened? Job, Buster. Good job. Leave me alone. Leave me alone. Leave me alone. Leave me alone.
Oh my goodness.
Do you love me? Do you? Yeah? You really?
Your girlfriend's ugly. Sorry.
You are not going back outside. No, you're not. You better stop talking. I said no, he can't.
Made you go. What face you make when you see a girl walk in the house with a stank dude?
Then what happened? Good job, Buster. Good job. Leave me alone. Leave me alone.
Someone
Leave me
chat's
alone. Leave me alone.
Trump arrived at the Saudi royal palace flanked by Arabian horses last week to attend an oligarch-studded luncheon with billionaires like OpenAI Sam Altman, BlackRock's Larry Fink, and a strict
Anecdote that I made was my trip from rescue country is now within 20 minutes. So now I'm going to pat it up and start getting ready for it. So the first thing I did is I put a little bit of flour, and when I say a little bit, I mean very. And the reason for this, you don't want a lot of flour work into your dough. Okay? Because, and then the flour, if you get too much flour, it's going to burn your oil. And a lot of people ask me what they should fry their bread. You know, I use lard, but you can use oil. I use oil. Well, I think the only reason that I don't use oil is I don't like the smell. But I did have my dough, so now I'm going to have about quite large, about maybe 12 inches. Kind of. Half that. And I'm going to pause it, and I'll come back. Okay, I have my dough off of that board, and that one is going to stay. I already started frying it, so oil gets hot. This one is done. Here.
Okay, this will be the end of my live for an hour. I'll be back later. Thanks for joining.